Hey folks, this is John Oakes and I am here once again at Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location to go over with you yet another addition to our inventory. This is going to be a very nice car as I have kind of walked around this already and checked things out. Very nice 1968 Camaro. So we'll give you just a little bit of a rundown on it before I begin my walk around. Obviously, like I said, 68 done here in the blue exterior. It's got the white bumblebee nose stripe on it. As far as wheels, tires, you can see it's got the factory style rally wheels on it, 15-inch wheels with the Mastercraft Avenger GT tires. Now the size on these tires, a little bit of difference there front to back just to give it a little bit of rake there on the car. But we've got two 1565 R15s on the front, and then out on the back we've got two 5560 R15s back there. All the same tread pattern, same name brand tire, very nice, good performance tire here for the car, but it is a slightly different size. As far as motor, tranny, and rear end, we've got a 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet motor here. Not numbers matched, but a very good running, very good sounding engine underneath the hood there. We've got a turbo 350 automatic transmission, and then we've got a 10-bolt POSI rear end in the back with a 256 gear. As far as the accessories, power steering, it has that. Power brakes, it has that as well. And they are disc brakes up front, drums out on the rear, all complete with the emergency brake hooked up. Starting at the front of the car, as far as our bright work all goes, we've got these very nice bumpers here. Obviously, when we come around the front side, you're going to get the whole shot here of the bumper, but it is in great shape. There's no chips, no cracks anywhere, no dents or dings in the bumper, and the chrome is very, very nice. We've got these 350 fender emblems here within that nose stripe. Those are all in great shape. The chrome finish on them showing very nice, and the white in the paint there, that all looks good too. The bezels for our side marker lights, those are in great condition as well. As the same thing with the lenses, no chips or cracks there. Bright wheel lip moldings on this car, all four corners. They are all securely fastened, all very nice and straight all around that wheel well, and again, securely anchored. With our wheels and tires, you can see it's got the beauty rings and the center caps, which all look good also. Up on the hood, you see the Cowl induction. So again, this is that 2-inch steel Cowl induction hood, and you've got the badging up there for it as well. If we come back now to our door, we're going to talk about the gaps, the elevations, and then some of the bright work that you see around the door and around the windows. So again, our gaps here to the front as well as in the back here, fairly uniform here on the car. The elevations are dead on the car. I mean, there's no transition whatsoever from your quarter to your door or your door to your front fender here, all very nice. Again, your body lines match up here. The chrome on the door handles is in really nice shape, as well as the door locks. And again, the chrome mirror here, this is on the driver's side only. The chrome finish is in great shape. The glass in the mirror is in great condition too. The glass on the side of the car here, as a matter of fact, in your door and your quarter window, slightly tinted, as you can see. No chips or cracks or scratches anywhere on that glass. And our bright work, the trim down the quarter window, as well as your drip rail moldings here, all look very, very nice. Again, nice and straight. There's no dents or dings anywhere, all securely anchored. And as we feel through that rain gutter, nice and smooth all the way around. Now let's open our door up. Take a look at our interior for the first time from the driver's side. As you can see, it's got the all black interior. Again, black vinyl, front bucket seats, rear bench seat. We've got the retractable seat belts in the front. Black carpeting, which is in great shape, no rips, tears, or fading there. Factory dash, the dash pad itself is in great shape. You have the factory gauges, which are your 120 speedo, as well as the fuel gauge. And then as we go over towards the center, you'll have the heater controls, as well as a retro sound radio down there. That'll be an AM FM radio. You've got a full length center console with the horseshoe shifter. That's going to be for that that turbo 350 tranny. And then of course in the center console, you've got the gauge cluster there also. I believe your gauges that you're going to see there are a tach, the water temperature, the oil pressure, and a voltmeter gauge there. Door panels on the car are in great shape too. Armrest pads showing no splits or cracks or any sign of wear and tear on there. Your bright work, the trim work on the door panels is in great shape. The window cranks and such. And again, that door panel is all securely fastened too. And again, before we leave this side, all of your seals up around the door frame, down your quarter window, and your weather stripping around the door are all in great shape with no rips or tears anywhere. You even have the little rubber bump stops here on the door. So we'll close this up. Again, it shuts nice and easy. Very nice fitting, all metal on this car. So again, it looks good. Quarter panel, nice and straight. As we come back here, again, your side marker bezel is in great condition with no pitting whatsoever in the finish. As far as our rear window goes, all of your bright work, the trim around that window, you can see how nice that is. All securely anchored down as it should be. Tinted rear window, no chips or cracks here on this rear glass. And as we look down through here to go along with that radio there in the car, we've got a nice set of Kenwood 6x9 speakers. The trunk lid itself, all very nicely adjusted back here. Gaps all the way around, very, very uniform here. As you can see, we've got the rear trunk spoiler here too. The condition of the paint on that is in great shape here. Down here at the tail panel, as far as our lights and such, well, again, it looks like all of this stuff has been pretty new on the car. So again, no pitting on any of your bezels here. The black areas are very nice condition. It's not worn out or anything. And your lenses, no chips or cracks in any of those. Of course, we've got the SS gas cap back here. And again, that bumper back here, the chrome bumper, there's no dents or dings, no scratches, no splits or cracks in the finish. Looks very, very nice. So let's get our key out now. We're going to open our trunk lid, take a look inside here. Okay, so the trunk lid key does in fact work. Again, the hinges in the trunk spring functioning as they should, holding it up on its own. You can see the underside of the trunk done the same blue as the exterior of the car. You even have the little rubber bump stops in each of the corners there so that when you close that, it's got a little bit of a cushion there. You also see that our weather stripping all the way around here, once again, looks pretty new back here. No rips or tears anywhere, all securely anchored. Again, it meets right together in the center. And then your water channels or your rain gutters back here are all straight, all solid, and that's going to direct that water out the back of the car and not into the trunk. Speaking of the trunk floor in this car is in excellent condition. We've got the drain plugs installed in here. Again, you've got the trunk spatter paint in here. Nice, smooth trunk floor as far as the regular OE style trunk pans go. Again, doesn't look like there's ever been any patching. This is all good and solid, and you can see all of your stamping marks in that trunk floor. Looks very, very nice underneath here. So let's close this. Shuts very nice and easy, and we'll come around to the passenger side. Again, sides of this car are super straight the whole length of the car. We'll take a look at our bezels here for our side marker lights. Again, no pitting in that chrome finish. We'll come up. Again, we've already talked about the wheel lip molding and stuff. All the corners are all equally as nice, so nothing real new to report there. Again, your weather stripping, or not your weather stripping, your chrome drip rail here, those are in great shape. There's no dents or dings anywhere on those. Same thing with our glass on this side. No chips or cracks anywhere there. Looks very, very nice here. Chrome door handles look good, as well as the door locks. Gaps on this side here, you can see the back side. and the front side. Once again, pretty uniform. Again, your elevations are good, and again, the body lines all match up. So with that, let's open up from the passenger side so that you get the overall view of the interior. Again, the seat upholstery, there's no rips or tears in that. Looks really nice. Carpeting's in great shape. Same thing with that dash pad. There's no tears in it or cracks in it like you'll get in some of these cars. All of your seals up around the door and such on this side, all in good shape. Your threshold plates, those all look practically new. And again, weather stripping, door panels look good. Again, no rips or tears or cracks in the armrest pad, and you even have the rubber bump stops on this side too. So that's pretty much it from the passenger side. That shuts easy. And now we basically just work our way around to the front of the car. I mean, all the other stuff, just all stuff that matches up with the other side. And we get to the front of the car. As I mentioned, we've got that very nice chrome front bumper. Matches perfectly with the back one. The finish is in great shape here. Our grille up here, again, all intact. No splits, cracks, or anything broke in the grille. Got the SS badging right in the center. All of your parking lights, your headlight lenses, all in great shape. And again, you'll notice that down below we do have that black front chin spoiler or air dam down there, which is in great shape and has no cracks in it either. Up here again, we've already mentioned it's got the white Bumblebee nose stripe, and we've got the steel 2-inch Cowl induction hood. Gaps all the way around the hood, pretty uniform. Again, glass in the windshield, no chips or cracks there. All of your trim around the windows in great shape. Again, good set of wiper arms and a good set of wiper blades. So let's come up to the front again. We're going to open our hood up so that we can go ahead and go over the engine and the rest of the driveline. So the hood popper, that does work. Your hood latch all functioning as it should be. Your door or your hood hinges and springs all doing what they should be doing as well. Again, the whole underside here, or the whole engine compartment, done in the black, just like the underside of the hood here. And again, you can see that there's been no modifications whatsoever done to the hood. All the bracing still all intact, and the underside here looks very, very nice for the hood here. Now, as far as what we've got for the engine, we'll kind of systematically go through this. It is, again, a 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet motor. It is not the original numbers match motor, but again, a very good running 350 here. It's got the chrome air cleaner lid and base, and a nice clean filter in there. You can see the 350 decal there also. We've got an Edelbrock carburetor there with the electric choke, and then you can see it's got the aluminum intake on it. It's a polished aluminum intake, possibly like that Enduro Shine that they do, but again, it makes everything look really, really nice under the hood. You got the polished aluminum water gooseneck here also. All of your radiator hoses are all nice and dry. All your hose clamps are in great shape. You've got a nice set of valve pan covers here. Again, these are embossed with the bow tie Chevrolet logos there, and you've got the Edelbrock breathers there so that everything vents properly. For the ignition, we've got an HEI style distributor there with an upgraded set of Excel Super Stock plug wires, and these are 8mm plug wires, so that's going to help deliver that spark to that motor a whole lot better than a set of stock original wires and distributors, so forth. As far as your exhaust, you've got a full length long tube 1.75" header there, and then that empties out into a 2.5 inch exhaust all the way back to a transverse muffler, 2.5 inch tailpipes out both sides as well. We've got power steering here on this car and power brakes. Again, as I mentioned earlier, power brakes, they're disc up front, drums out in the back, and it's got a very nice aluminum radiator here too. And it's got a 17-inch electric puller fan. Those things work a whole lot more efficiently than, say, your mechanical fans. Plus, it takes that fan off of the water pump and takes away some of the drag on the motor there. Plus, makes it a little easier on that water water pump, so you don't have the weight of that hanging on there. Nice chrome alternator bracket there too to kind of help dress some things up there for you as well. You've got the black fender supports here. So again, all in all, everything looks very, very nice here. You've got kind of the chromed dipstick tube down there, and then of course you can see it does have the boots down by the exhaust, so that the plug wires, as they get close to that exhaust, it does not affect those. As far as the transmission, like I said, it is a turbo 350 automatic transmission. And then to finish out that drive line, again, that was that 10-bolt GM rear end POSI unit with a 256 gear in it. As far as parts and accessories, again, as I always mention to you folks, we do all kinds of installations here at Hanksters. So if there's something that you possibly maybe saw or maybe didn't see that you would like to have on the car to make it your own, maybe one of the things would be air conditioning. That would be like one of the first things I would look at here. Again, we do all kinds of stuff. So again, just reach out to us. Let us know what it is that you would like to have added. We'll be glad to get you pricing on parts and labor to do that. Again, as I always mention too, depending on where you're watching the video from, if you're not on our company website, I always recommend that you go there. It's hanksters.com. You're going to see upwards of 100 photos of each car that we have, all the way around, underneath it and inside. Photos that you can click on, blow up, save, do whatever you want to there with them. Again, they're there for you to use. And that's pretty much it for this part of our video. As we do all the time, give us just a couple moments to close everything up and get it around on our lift, and then we'll be right back with you then to go through the complete underside and to fire this motor up and let you hear what it sounds like. All right, welcome back folks. So we are here once again with our 68 Camaro up on the lift. So as always, we're gonna go through this car. I'm gonna point out to you all the components that we see underneath here and go over the condition of everything, which again, I can kind of speak right from the get-go and tell you the condition of everything underneath here is really, really good. But we'll go through it like we always do, point each and everything out that we can. So starting at the very front here, of course, we've got our front air dam, that black plastic front air dam, all anchored good and secure here, and there are no splits or cracks in that front air dam. It is all in good shape. Right back behind that, obviously we've got our radiator. This is an aluminum radiator. It is free from any leaks or drips underneath here, mainly of course at the petcock and as well at your lower radiator hose. Everything's good and secure. Hose clamps are all in good shape underneath here. And then this has that 17-inch puller fan, the electric fan, and it's got the shroud built around it. So a real nice unit underneath here, and all looks good from the underside. Back a little further here as we start into our frame and suspension, we've got our front cross member. Doesn't look like it's really been hit on anything underneath here. And again, that's always important because that's where your lower control arms bolt off of to start all of your suspension. Our car does have a 3/4 inch front sway bar on it. Our sway bar bushings at the frame on both sides look fairly new. I mean, these things are urethane bushings with the grease fittings. Everything looks good up here. And then same thing out here at our sway bar end links. Bushings on those are all in great shape. No splits, cracks, or anything like that. So on our lower control arms, the ball joints, those all look to be brand new. Zerk fittings all intact here. Again, you can tell everything's been well taken care of underneath here. Rubber dust boot covers on the ball joints, even up on your upper A-arms as well. All the mounting hardware, all your bushings back here at your cross member, that's all in great shape too on the car. And your shocks and springs are in good shape. All your mounting hardware and shock bushings also are in great shape. It's a power steering car, power brake car. With our power steering, we're always going to look at the steering box, the pitman arm, the drag length, and our tie rods. And again, all of this stuff has been checked over and looks really, really good. As a matter of fact, our tie rod ends all look to be fairly new down here. Everything looks to be in great shape. And then power brakes, like I said, disc brakes up front, drums out on the rear of the car. Looks to be just your typical GM components. So whenever it's time to change those consumables, your brake pads, your rotors and such, you'll be able to go to just about any auto parts store close by and pick these items up. And then as far as the wheels and tires, obviously from our walk around, you got to see a little better view of these. But again, these are the 15-inch rally wheels with the beauty rings and the center caps. And then it's the Mastercraft Avenger GT tires, both front and rear. Up front, we've got the 215/65 R15s. And then out on the back is the 255/60 R15s there as well. Treads all in great shape on these tires. Now, when we come into the motor and start talking a little bit about our drive line here, we've got our 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet motor here. We're looking mainly here from the underside, looking at our oil pan. We want to make sure that those gaskets and seals and so forth are all dry and leak free. And again, our oil pan is just that. Again, this is a very nice finned oil pan here. So that's going to help a little bit with the cooling there of that oil when it's sitting in here. Your drain plug nice and dry all the way around that. And even at the back side of your pan here, no wetness there either. So that's nice and dry. Transmission, this is a turbo 350 automatic transmission. It's got the TCI finned tranny pan here also. And again, that's dry all the way around. Again, real nice chrome pan underneath here. It does in fact have the cover too for the flywheel and the torque converter there. And then as far as the exhaust, so we don't get too far back and we can't see that, we've got the long tube headers. These are 1 3/4 inch. And then of course you can see the full 2.5 inch exhaust there, all the way back with the crossover pipe there also. The frame and the floors, of course, we know with the Camaros, these are a subframe car. Subframe on this car, nice and straight, good and square across the front here of the car. Again, your bushings, your body mount bushings and so forth, those look good. Floors on this car look incredible. There's no patches, no holes that I can see underneath here. All good solid floors, and again you can tell it's all the right stuff. You see all of your stamping lines and marks the whole way back throughout. Your pinch welds and your rocker panels on both sides are in great shape, nice and straight, good and solid all the way back through. We've got our emergency brake cables all hung here and all hooked up and functional here, and then all of your brake lines and your fuel lines are all run nice and neatly here along the frame of the car here. No pinches, no anything like that. Again, all leak free all the way back through. Transmission itself, the transmission cross member is nice and straight. The mount for the transmission is in good condition as well. There's no leaks at your output shaft seal, and the universals on your drive shaft, those have all been checked over and those are all in good condition here. The drive shaft itself is a steel drive shaft. It is weighted, it's balanced, so that's going to help eliminate any kind of driveline vibrations that you might have through that. And then that brings us back to our rear differential here on the car. So this is a GM 10 bolt. It is the 8.2 inch ring gear POSI unit and a 256 gear in this rear end. For suspension, we got multi-leaf rear suspension. We've got the ACDelco rear shocks back here as well. All new mounting hardware on these, and the shock bushings and everything are all in great shape. Our rear end, as far as the pinion seal and as far as your differential cover, these are all nice and leak free, nice and dry all the way around. And then to finish out that exhaust system, as you can see here, we've got that transverse mounted muffler back here. It does in fact have the duals coming in, and then it's got dual tailpipes coming out, as you can see here between the leaf spring and the quarter panel, but they do have it routed so it comes out right behind the rear lower valance there. And the fuel tank, again, this thing is in great shape here. Mounting hardware all looks to be in good shape, all your straps and so forth. Fuel lines are nice and neatly routed here. No leaks anywhere along those fuel lines as well. And looking up at our trunk floor from what we can see underneath here, that is all good and solid underneath here as well. And of course, you've got your rear lower valance there. So again, this is all in great shape, nice and straight all the way across. So that's pretty much the underside of the 68 Camaro here. As you can see, really nice car here. The underside is just incredible on this car. So with that, again, I want to always remind you folks out there that we are an ATC trailer dealer. So if you're in the market for an enclosed race trailer or car trailer, we've got multiple models here in stock. If you're looking to maybe get a classic and you need something to haul it in, hit us up. We'll definitely work with you there as far as pricing goes, to get you, a trailer that you can utilize. So yeah, you can always check that out. You can get to it through our car website at hanksters.com, or you can go to our trailer site as well, hankstershaulers.com, to check out the trailer inventory that we do have here. As far as the shipping on these cars, again, if you pay the full retail on those, we do include the enclosed shipping on these as well. So that's anywhere within the 48 contiguous states. And with financing, if that's something that you might need to do or check into, we have hookups with a few specialty lenders for the classic cars. Just fill out one of the credit apps on our website. We'll turn it in. We can obviously check in with you to see if you have a preference on where we send it to, but we can send it to any one of those lenders and see if that would be an option for you as well. With that said, let's go ahead and lower this car down, go underneath the hood, fire this motor up so you get to hear what this car sounds like.